Right, hi, this is Charlie and the lovely Meranda. We're doing some makeup for the Trans Angel service from Angel Eyes by Charlie. Miranda has kindly agreed to let me film from naked skin through to a finished look, so I shall talk you through as we go. I've already started by priming her skin, and we're now going to start with covering up the shadow for the beard line just around here. You need to use a shade that's quite orangey coloured and orangey pigmented, and you don't need lots of it, you only need a little bit. Now you can apply it with a brush or you can apply it with a sponge. On this occasion we'll do it with a brush. Tiny bits, see if you can see it, just on the edge of your bristles, work it in. You don't want to have big daubs of makeup. And just work in little circular motions so that you're covering any hair as it's starting to grow. If you're doing it in the evening, obviously most of you will have freshly shaven before you do your makeup. And it doesn't need to be heavy, because you're only using this colour to disguise the shadow. Before I started filming, I did prime Miranda's skin to save time, because film space on YouTube is precious. So you didn't need to show you that. All you do is put it on your face. Not difficult. I am trying to work with as few brushes as possible, along the lines of what most people would have in their makeup collections. Now you're only putting this orange tinted shade, or peach tinted shade as it really is, on areas where hair grows. If there's no hair, you don't need to put it there. It would be, yes, if somebody's got growth on sideburns, you do the same. For some people you have to come across the whole beard face. Like yourself, it's just really there, you haven't really got anything here. Everybody's slightly different. If also, like Miranda here, you suffer with dark circles under your eyes, I also do, you can use the same colour around the eyes to camouflage the bluey shade that comes through from the skin. Look at front, please. Again, you're only using a little bit, you don't want to be slapping it on. It's okay. Change it to me just slightly cooler. Look up again. I have tried to position the camera so that you can all see, but I will get Miranda to lean in. I am using a palette here, but that's for hygiene. Now from Miranda, if you just lean into the camera for a second so we can see just the underneath of your eyes. I've only done the underneath at the moment, I will come and do the top in a second. It's okay? Change it to me just slightly. Sorry. That's fine. You'll have to forgive us giggling, we were having a good chat earlier. The crease lines in your eyes is quite easily dealt with a tiny little bit of powder, which I will cover when I get to it in a second once I've put on the actual colour in a moment. That's good, because obviously you're going to ask me the questions that everybody viewing at home wants to know the answers to. If I don't cover it as I'm doing it, do feel free to ask. if you just open your eyes for me, and now you can see the shadows have gone. Not completely, but they've been minimised.
Okay.
Now I tend to always have a makeup wipe, not a baby wipe, a makeup wipe on hand to wipe away any excess of anything that I get over my fingers or on my palette or anything. The ones I tend to recommend are cheap as chips, because the thing we've got to remember, not everyone's got loads of money, are Tesco's face wipes, about 20p, sometimes 75p a packet, depending upon the offers they have on. Nobody I've worked with has ever had an allergy to these yet. Highly recommend them. So, come to the foundation. I pre-matched Miranda's shade of foundation earlier on. When you're selecting a foundation, you want a tiny, tiny touch of it. Now I'm working with cream, which for the purpose of what we're doing here is the best to work with. You want a tiny little dot on the back of your hand if it's your own makeup. In my case it's work makeup, so it's on the palette. Just onto your finger, and if you just turn your head that way for me. You're lining up, you're checking it, the colour between the top of your cheek here and the bit of your neck, both that gets equal exposure to the sun. And you're wanting to find a colour that blends in. Now Miranda's slightly red, but if you see where I've put that there, if you can just lean forward as you are, just there, you can barely tell the difference between the rest of her face and where she's not red, so you know you've got the same shade of your skin. Thank you, Miranda. And you don't need lots, that is just a pleased amount of cream foundation. Now you can either come back over the area where you've worked here with your brush, or if you don't want to disturb it, you can use a sponge. Now pre-soak your sponge in water and it won't absorb your makeup. You're dabbing your brush in, or your sponge, sorry, into the matte foundation and working it out so your sponge hasn't got a lot of build-up on it. And you're stippling it over the top of where you've put the peachy shade. So you're not rubbing it or wiping it, you're just stippling it. So you're just basically, as if you would if you were painting a stencil onto the wall. Decorating analogies probably aren't best, but it's the easiest way of explaining it. And if you get any areas where it builds up, just go over the top of it before you put any more makeup on your sponge. Yes. And I always go across the lips, so it gives you a base to hold on the lipstick later as well. It can take a long time if you've got a full face growth of hair, so if you've got a full beard it can take a lot longer.
So if you
Allow plenty of time. Now with the sponge that I'm using here, look at it that way on, the end that I'm using is this one, which is the short end of the wedge. That end you use to apply, the long floppy end is the end that you can use to blend. So if Miranda just leans in for me just 1 second, you'll see that on the side of her face there, we have slight lines where, because you've stippled on the foundation, it looks quite obvious. Can you sit back for me again? If you use the floppy end, which is the opposite end to the one we've been using, you can blend out that line without making it look so hard, whether it be on the sides here if that's where you go these, or even if it's just up to your cheeks, so that then when you come in to finish applying it with your brush, you're not going to have any hard thickness of where you put the makeup.
I must point out that I scraped 135 hours, so that was one of the reasons I scraped, so there's bound to be a little bit of warmth there.
There isn't much, to be honest.
I thought how long it was since. So that's.
That's okay. all I'm doing now is just putting a light coat of the foundation, as we did for the peachy shade, just onto the rest of the face. The brush gives you quite a light coverage of makeup without it being too much, but enough at the same time. You can always put a little bit more on if you feel it doesn't cover it as much as the area might require. Sorry? With the brush, if you're applying with a foundation brush, it's important to use the bristles rather than the whole brush. You're not trying to paint a wall, you're trying to tickle the face with the brush. Sorry, that noise is my boiler in the background, I do apologise, there's nothing I can do about that. Yes, you can do your makeup like this for daytime and evening. Okay. The only thing you'd change would be possibly the intensity of the colours you put on afterwards, like your blusher or your eye makeup.
And throughout the night, down for during the day? Yeah.
Lighter, usually during the day, and then slightly darker for the evening. Now, I've only just run out of foundation and I've nearly finished Miranda's face. That shows you how little I've actually used. I've possibly put on about a third of what I had just to finish off.
Definitely no cement mixers and clouds.
Yes, no, not necessary. We've all seen those girls in the high street that have got nice little orange masks going on, and we all want to avoid them.
It's me cashing my call to ready mix then. Must be one of the best customers.
Now you'll have noticed I haven't actually gone over the eyes again. That's because I'm going to come back with the sponge and just make sure that we've got under the eyes covered. Top of the eyes doesn't matter because we're going to be putting eyeshadow on there. So if you can just open your eyes and look up for me, so keep your chin down. I'm doing exactly the same as I did over the shadow area. I'm just stippling it with the sponge. Over the area where there's shadow.
Practice. That's perfect. With the amount of pressure you put on.
Yes. I mean, as you all do at the moment, you all get your makeup out and you all play. It's exactly what you have to do. You have to go away and play once you've learned the techniques of what to do. Turn it just like this way. Pink as you need to, it's not a problem. might have to. Again, still using the same short